Do you feel like your brain is stuck in a loop and you are just endlessly scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, but you never really felt satisfied? Have you ever felt like that? You are not alone, brother. Studies shows that an average person scrolls up to 7 hours a day, and for children, it's even worse. It's more than 8 hours. And it might feel like you're getting something out of it, but it's not really true. It actually costs our happiness, it spoils our mood, and it leads to depression and loneliness. Hi, I'm Akshay. I'm a chemical engineering student from IIT Madras.
तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं.
Between academics, work, and personal growth, I have struggled a lot when it comes to social media addiction. The hardest part is how to stay focused when we are covered with full of distractions. Almost all the apps, all the social media apps are programmed, are designed to keep us hooked, and creators are like almost competing with each other for your attention. So which actually should give you an idea that this world is run by attention economy, where our attention is valued a lot by other companies. And today we are going to uncover what's really happening to our minds in this digital age, and most importantly, how we can fight back and overcome this. You see, it all starts with a single click. The notification popped up, your friend shared a post. With curiosity, you click through it, and before you even know it, you're just scrolling like for half an hour, 1 hour, and sometimes you might even have the task, you might even plan to look up on a page. It could be a company or whatever. But when you go to the search part and we see a lot of posts by other creators, and before we even know it, we are just like scrolling through it, scrolling, this, that. And the worst part here is we are not even aware of it. We don't even know that we are being hooked, and we started scrolling it like crazy. And this is what experts call brain rot. It's not a term. It's actually what is happening to us when we are constantly bombarded with digital stimulation, dopamine hits, and it is affecting us a lot. A report by Statista shows that on an average, an adult spends up to 7 hours, 10 minutes scrolling through social media apps, and while children, it is almost 9 hours.
देखा आपने लापरवाही का नतीजा है.
It is more than how much we sleep. Honestly, I think that the consequences are severe here. It is also said that those who scroll for more than 7 hours a day are more likely to experience depression and anxiety. Notifications, likes, a message showing that someone else shared a post, you got a like, someone has commented you on a post. All these notifications, they act as instant dopamine hits in our brain, and it also keeps us hooked while draining our mental clarity. And this leads to reduced attention span, which is actually shorter than an average goldfish's attention span, and which is less than 8 seconds. Of course, according to Microsoft research. Actually, this isn't just about like excessive usage or it's a waste of time. When we are completely hooked on, when we are completely spending most of our time in screens, it affects us mentally and physically. When we are like constantly looking at the phone and doing something else, multitasking. Some people even like they're scrolling through TikTok and they're just eating. And even in my hostel, I see people scrolling while peeing in the bathroom. Funny, isn't it? And which actually leads to a lot of eye strain and poor emotional health. Emotionally, it's a roller coaster. Studies reveal that 45% of teens feel overwhelmed by all the notifications that they get. They were all bombarded with dopamine hits, and it is very natural for them to feel overwhelmed. And while 25% experience constant anxiety, because think about it, people post things which are not even real. You see, people, they always post things, and psychologically, people want to show their best side and hide their worst side as much as possible. And seeing the people's best side, we can't help but think that they are having a very good life and that we are not doing anything good. We're just scrolling through it. It actually hits our self-esteem a lot. And I'm not here to shit talk about social media and all that, because social media has also lots of advantages. If you're a creator or if you're a talented person and if you want to show off your talents, you can certainly use social media. And for some people, it's a source of income. So I'm not completely shit talking social media. It's just that it has lots of negative effects. And in this video, we're exactly going to know how we can counter these negative effects and use social media for good. So how do we break free? How do we overcome this social media addiction? And from my experience, I have learned this one trick, and trust me when I say it, it's a fucking game changer. And I'm not going to tell things like, oh, you should completely quit social media, you should go on a monk mode, meditate in the mountains for 1 hour, 2 hours straight. I'm not going to tell that as well. All I want you to do is install an app which actually tracks your screen time, and I don't want you to make any other changes. Just activate your screen time tracker and just notice how much time you are spending. And if it's more than 7 hours, let's say if it's 8 hours or something like that, on the next day, I want you to reduce the screen time by 1 hour. And what do I mean by is that, Akshay, why not just quit social media, everything? Here's the thing, okay? If you go to a gym and you want to build muscle and you see many people, they're bench pressing 120 kgs, 140 kgs, and if you directly go and do means, will you be able to do? No. First you take a empty rod, then you do it for 1 week, then add 2.5 kgs on both sides, then you do for 1 week, and slowly you progressively overload. That's exactly what I want you to do. So I first want you to get an idea of how much time you're using on your phone, how much screen time you're spending per day. Let's say if it's 8 hours approximately, I want you to reduce it by 7.5 hours for the next day, and for the next 2 days maintain the same screen time, and for the next day make it 7 hours, and slowly iterate it and slowly reduce it to 2 hours. And of course it might take time because your brain got used to all this scrolling. Of course it expects you to do the same the next day, but now you're reducing it, and before you even know it, you are completely avoiding social media and reducing it as much as possible. And on the free time, what I want you to do is, I want you to focus on a task. It is called deep work, where you are not interrupted at all and you are completely focused on your work. And I want you to do a deep work for 30 minutes per day. And when you simultaneously incorporate these two habits, tracking screen time, engaging in deep work, you will automatically feel rewarded doing the hard things. Remember dopamine detox? Exactly. So when you develop the ability to do hard things and you enjoy it, you automatically feel very less need for all this scrolling or all this instant dopamine hits. And it happens to you, brother. Trust me. If it happened to me, then it will definitely happen for you. So yes, and with this, I would like to conclude this video. Thank you for watching, and share it to your friends if your friends are going through the same problem that you're going through. Grind hard.